DJ Tracy Treese in the building, let's post up. Yeah. DJ Tracy Treese in the building, let's post up. Yeah. DJ Tracy Treese in the building, let's post up.
Post up, post up. Yeah, she running her mouth. Post up. Talking stats, no doubt. From the court to the coach. If it's sports, let it go. Yeah, we post up. Post up, no stop. Post up.
Opinions loud, say it straight, no delay. From kickoff to tip-off, breaking down plays, no filter, no cap. Yeah, she bring that heat. If you love the game, pull up a seat. Let's go!
DJ Tracy Treese, welcome to the Post Up.
Welcome back to a brand new episode of the Post Up. You already know me. I go by the name of DJ Tracy Treese, and I stay posted up right here, running my mouth about sports. Y'all, this whole past week has been about the FIBA qualifying tournament. I have been going live during the games, doing live reactions during the games. I've been doing reels about the games. But, you know, Selection Sunday just passed. If you missed that live stream that I did, just giving out my first initial responses to what was going on with the bracket and who I have, it's cool if you missed that live stream because I'm about to break it down for all of y'all listening to the podcast in live HD TV right now, okay? So don't feel like you missed out on anything. Also, there's a link in the comments. I have made a group on ESPN where you can submit your bracket too and go against all the other people in the home team crew. And who am I talking about when I say the home team crew? I'm talking about everybody who reacts, responds, is part of my membership, comes onto my live streams. My fans are now named the home team. Why did I name y'all the home team? Because it don't matter what sport we playing. Y'all always rocking with me, so y'all are my home team. So the name of the ESPN group is the home team. My bracket is already in there. Last I checked, it's like 20 other brackets already in there. So make sure you get in there and let me know who you got on your side as well. But I won't waste no time. We got a lot of ground to cover. Let's jump right into my bracket. All right, y'all, here's my bracket on ESPN. And again, once you fill out your bracket using that link below, then you will be able to fill out yours too. I don't know if I put it in there, but the password is DJ, capital D, capital J. I'll make sure that's in the comments too. Let's move on to Region 1, y'all. This happens this week. I will be on live stream for all of those, and I will also make sure that I do a deep dive after each weekend so that you can know my picks, how they continue to go. We're going to keep checking back in with my bracket. But Regional 1, UConn versus UTSA. UConn, first round. Okay, Iowa State versus Syracuse. This one could be an upset. It could absolutely be an upset. But I've got Iowa State winning that. I believe in Audie Crooks. Syracuse is going to be coming hard. So Iowa, you better be on your stuff. You better be on your stuff because Audie Crooks is not playing around. Let's move on. Maryland versus Murray State. I got Maryland Terps winning that one. North Carolina versus Western Illinois. I got North Carolina winning that. Notre Dame, Fairfield. I don't think that's going to be an upset. I think Notre Dame has got that one. Ohio State versus Howard. Upset. I think Howard University is going to get that and join as another HBCU moving on in the tournament. You heard it here first. Let's move on. Illinois versus Colorado. Illinois. Vanderbilt versus High Point. We've got Vanderbilt. I'm going to go all the way through that bracket, through Region 1, and then we'll move on to Region 2, okay? UConn versus Iowa State based off of my first round prediction. So round 2, UConn, Iowa State, I think UConn's going to take that one. So I do believe Iowa State is going to miss the Sweet 16 just because of how they are matched up inside of the bracket. Maryland versus North Carolina, I think North Carolina will take that one. I do believe that. Moving on, Notre Dame versus Howard. I think Notre Dame will take that one and advance to the Sweet 16 based off of Hannah Hidalgo's energy alone, okay? If Notre Dame can play correctly and help out their star player to get them points going on, I think they got a shot there. Illinois versus Vanderbilt. Michaela Blakes and Vandy, I think is going to take that Illinois team. So then we move on to the Sweet 16. That means I got UConn versus North Carolina in the Sweet 16. That sounds crazy out loud, but based on this bracket, that's where I'm at. I got UConn going that far. And then if we go to Notre Dame, Vanderbilt, I got Vanderbilt winning over Notre Dame, which would put UConn and Vandy in that final round for that region. I got UConn winning and knocking Vanderbilt out, but I got them going pretty far. Let's move on to Region 2 here at the top. Again, if you are listening in audio, all of this information is on video, but I also will put a picture of my bracket in everything pretty much so you can see what I'm looking at and what I'm working with. But I'm assuming you're going to fill out your bracket too, so you might see mine in there. First one, UCLA versus Cal Baptist. UCLA. Oklahoma State versus Princeton. I got Princeton winning that one. That is an upset for me. Ole Miss versus Gonzaga. I pray to God Ole Miss could do that. I will be live during that live stream. Ole Miss, you better not disappoint me because I'm believing in you again, and I said I wasn't going to believe in you again, but we going to see if Ole Miss can beat Gonzaga. I do have them winning. Then I got Minnesota versus Green Bay. Minnesota. Baylor versus the winner of the play-in game. We got Baylor. Duke versus Charleston. I'm taking Duke. Texas Tech versus Nova. A lot of people said that this would be an upset, but I'm taking Texas Tech. Don't piss me off, Texas Tech. You better be listening to the podcast and make it happen. LSU versus Jacksonville. I got the LSU Tigers winning there. Moving on to that next round, UCLA versus Princeton. I'm taking the Bruins. Y'all already know what the vibe is going to be, because I've been rooting for the Bruins this whole time, because USC next year is going to be a clean sweep. Ain't no way UCLA going to have a chance next year. So, again, UCLA. Ole Miss versus Minnesota. I think Ole Miss got that for an upset. Cody, you better take over in that game, because if you don't win this first one and you mess up my whole bracket, I am never going to believe in you or Ole Miss again. Coach Yo, you can forget it, okay? Then I got Baylor versus Duke. I got Duke taking that one. LSU versus Texas Tech. That's going to be a great matchup, but LSU is going to win that one. Moving to the next round from there, UCLA versus Ole Miss. I don't believe in you that much, Ole Miss. UCLA Bruins. Duke versus LSU. I got LSU over Duke. LSU, play like you got some sense. I know y'all better be coming like y'all stepping, because come on. Which makes the final there, UCLA versus LSU. And this is where the party ends for LSU, because the UCLA Bruins will take it from there. So the top two teams going into my Final Four from that region of the bracket, UConn and UCLA will be moving on to the Final Four from Region 1 and Region 2. Let's move down to Region 4. South Carolina versus the winner of that play-in game. Doesn't matter who it is. South Carolina's got it. Then I got Clemson versus USC. I don't really know how USC made this tournament, to be honest. I'm going with Clemson. Michigan State versus Colorado State. Let's take that Michigan State team. Oklahoma versus Idaho. I'm taking OU. Washington versus South Dakota. I'm taking the Huskies. The Washington ones, okay? TCU versus UC San Diego. I got TCU with Olivia Miles. Georgia versus the winner of the play-in. I'm taking Georgia. Iowa versus FDU. I'm taking Iowa. Moving on to the next round. South Carolina versus Clemson. South Carolina Gamecocks. Michigan State versus Oklahoma. I'm believing Oklahoma. Chavez. Aaliyah Chavez. You hear me? Turn up your headphones. Don't piss me off in these games. You better come to play, because I got you going through to make it to the next round. Please. Based off that SEC play, clean it up. Washington versus TCU. I have TCU winning that game. Georgia versus Iowa. I got Iowa winning that game, which makes the final two matchups, South Carolina versus Oklahoma. Of course, I'm taking the Gamecocks over there. And then TCU versus Oklahoma. Upset. I'm taking TCU. Olivia Miles and her veteran team and her veteran presence. Her and Suarez. I think they got it. So TCU, be on your best behavior, which makes that final matchup South Carolina versus TCU, and that's where the big dance ends for Olivia Miles and her TCU crew. Regional number 3. Moving on. Texas versus the winner of that play-in is going to be Texas. Oregon and Virginia Tech. I'm taking Oregon. A lot of people said that might be an upset alert. We shall see. I'm still taking Oregon. Kentucky versus James Madison. A lot of people online were saying this one too could be an upset because James Madison, even though they're a 12 seed, can beat Kentucky. We gonna see. I think Kentucky got it. West Virginia versus Miami of Ohio. I'm taking West Virginia. Alabama and Rhode Island. I'm taking Alabama over Rhode Island. Louisville versus Vermont. I'm taking Louisville. NC State and Tennessee. Let's talk about it. When Tennessee made the tournament, my mind was blown. Another moment where my flabbers were gasted, okay? Because why, after losing 7 games straight and literally striking out in that SEC tournament, how they still made the tournament, I don't know. I was like, they had to be doing this for the plot. And then after it went off on ESPN, I saw that Tennessee is the only team to never miss the tournament. And I said, that's why they put them in there. That's why I'm taking NC State over Tennessee. Michigan versus Holy Cross. I'm taking Michigan. Moving on to that next round, Texas, Oregon, Texas, Kentucky or West Virginia. I'm saying upset Kentucky. I'm saying UK is going to take it. Alabama versus Louisville. I'm taking that Louisville team. NC State versus Michigan. I'm taking that Michigan team y'all been raving so much about. Next round, Texas versus Kentucky. Texas. Matty Booker and them ain't letting you just do that. And then Louisville and Michigan. I'm taking the Michigan team, which makes that final matchup there, Texas versus Michigan. I'm saying Texas is going to take it. So just to confirm, I want y'all to know my final 4 is UConn versus South Carolina and UCLA versus Texas. April 3rd. Them games go down April 3rd. And then on April 5th, when South Carolina face UCLA, UCLA is going to take it. Now, I know it's very controversial to think that UConn is going to lose to South Carolina, but I believe it's going to happen. I also believe that them UCLA Bruins is going to make it all the way to the Final Four and actually get the job done this year. If they don't have motivation to make it and happen, and this happened for Lauren Bess and Gabriella Jaquez and Neepins and all of the people, if they don't have it and see it, it ain't happening. It ain't happening at all. And again, I don't have no dog in this fight. I am a Boilermaker. Purdue is nowhere on here. You see that? Nowhere. That's why I knew they wasn't going to be nowhere. I also want to point out to y'all, this is the Final Four that I said would be the Final Four at the beginning of the season. I'm not leading you astray. I'm not just going off my gut feeling. I believe that the tiebreaker will be 12 points in the championship game, South Carolina versus UCLA. And I probably should have put that at 5 points or something a little bit closer, but I just put 12 to give myself a little grace there in case UCLA comes surprise us. But that is my bracket. I'm only doing one bracket. This will be the bracket I believe in. I hate to be the dead horse, y'all, but I really, really, really want you to fill out your bracket. So make sure you click the link below to join my group, the home team, so we can all see your bracket and we can play this together. Again, my live stream schedule is on my YouTube channel as well as on my Twitch channel. If you a Twitcher and you prefer that over YouTube, don't worry. I always stream to both. We own both, okay? So I invite you to continue to interact with my content. Y'all have been the best. We've been growing and growing and growing. There have been so many people who have been subscribing to, not only subscribing to my YouTube channel, but buying the monthly membership. Same with my Twitch. Everything that y'all invest in this show, you get right back from me. Okay, at the beginning of the Unrivaled season, I didn't have all the bells and whistles with the live stream figured out, but we did that. I also got some different sets in the studio that I will be unveiling here soon. We are constantly working. WNBA season is also on the way. So we got a lot of things going for us. I appreciate every listen in audio, every view on video. If your friends need a podcast to listen to in the car, please, I invite you to share the link to my podcast. The Post Up is very important in audio. Shouts out to the Revolt Podcast Network for always holding me down. Also, if you prefer social media, you like to see short clips, short funny clips, that's me too. Follow me on all platforms at DJ Tricey Trice. That's at DJ TRICEY. Until the next episode, I'll be posted up right here running my mouth about sports.
Clock ran down, that's the end of the round. Tricey Trice put that real talk down. From hot takes to the final routine, that's the Post Up with Tricey Trice. Tracy Trees. Yeah, she ran her mouth, but the game came first. Breaking down plays like a post-game verse. In a league full of voices trying to drown out the scene. She stayed 10 toes with her take on the screen. Some throw shade when the truth get loud, but the love stays strong and the crowd stay down. Yeah, can't look away, you gotta hear what she say. She'll be back with another play, and when the whistle blow and the lights go dim, you know she'll be back talking sports again. She posted up, ran the play. Now the court clears out the scene, but when the game's heat up a frame, she posted up. Pull back up for the post up with DJ Tracy Trees. Pull back up for the post up with DJ Tracy Trees.